Right. Are you there? I hadn't pressed the button. I was chatting away. Blah, 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 blah. Hadn't realised I hadn't pressed the button. Haha. What a king-size idiot. There we go. Anyway. Right, now it's 6 minutes past. Screwed up the time already. Right, let's go. All I was doing, I was going on about the quiz. You know how to do the quiz. Most of you know. If you don't know how to do the quiz, you'll catch up pretty soon. You just write down answers, right? And you put answers on a bit of paper, and I'll tell you the answers after each round. You do your own marking. Don't worry about anything. Everyone's going to be fine. Yeah, last time, I was just saying, last time, here we go. Scotland, Porndorse Pro Leathers, and all those other teams. The rest of England were those teams in the middle, and right down at the bottom, we classified teams on Monday as Leicester. That was the last time we played the quiz. I was rabbiting away, blah, 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 blah. I thought I was doing quite a good job as well. Nobody could hear or see. Love you. Right. A big mad button that says go live, which I forgot to press. Then I suddenly noticed everyone going, I can't hear you, can't see you. Duh. Right. I have sort of been cutting my hair like a lock at a time, you know. Right. Duh. No, it's not a big red button. That's one of the things about it, actually. It's a big blue button. Or it's not even that big. It's now a red button. It says, like, end stream. But, come on, let's get on with it. Tonight's sponsor is Herbie's West End. Best bread ever. And you'll be playing for bread tonight. The breed! Look at the breed winners. Look how happy they are. Ha, 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 ha. Yes. Is this Wednesday? Yes, it is. Nick, it is Wednesday today. The last time was Monday. I think that was clear. Right, okay. Right, here we go. Right, we're only 2 minutes behind schedule. We're going to be okay. Because I try to start the first question at 5 past. So here we go. Here comes the first round. First round is the same letter round. All the answers start with the same letter of the alphabet. So once you get the letter, it's nice and easy. You know what I mean? It's a big kind of clue. Ready? Here we go. Right, spicy foreign food. Ugh. What is the name of the Japanese condiment often found in sushi boxes, which is known as Japanese horseradish? Alright, so that's another name for it, is Japanese horseradish. What do you call that stuff? You get it in sushi boxes. All the answers in the first round start with the same letter. Don't type the answers into the chat, just write them down on a bit of paper. Communicate with your team, okay? Number 2, movies. Which film directors' best known movies include Annie Hall, Manhattan, Midnight, and Paris? In Paris. Aye, Julie. Aye, well, that's why we had the delay, Julie, just so that you could get in just in time. I had a wee hiccup a few minutes ago, but we're alright. The hiccup being that I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, even though I've been doing this for 2 or 3 months now. 100 days. Right, number 3 is units. In science, what unit of power is defined as 1 joule per second? 1 joule per second equals what unit of power? Number 4, television quiz. What was the name of the TV show? First broadcast in 1998, with Chris Tarrant asking the questions and contestants trying to win £1 million. Now that should be easy. That should give you the letter, if you didn't have the letter already. Remember, all the answers in this first round begin with the same letter of the alphabet. That's the big clue. And the last question here, number 5, geography. Which state of the USA has a capital called Cheyenne? I think that's how you pronounce it. Cheyenne looks like Cheyenne, I think is what you say. So which American state has the state capital called Cheyenne? Alright, a slightly trickier one there at the end. I will recap them. Thing to do is to tell me if you're ready. If you're ready, tell me in the chat. Don't tell me any answers, just tell me you're ready. But I'm going to quickly recap them for you. Alright, number 1. So same letter round, as you know. Number 1 is, what's the name of the stuff you get in sushi boxes? also known as Japanese horseradish. Number 2, Annie Hall, Manhattan, Midnight in Paris. These are all films by which famous film director? Number 3, 1 joule per second. What unit is the unit of power there? Number 4, what's the name of the show where Chris Tarrant asks questions, contestants try to win £1 million? Number 5, American state with a capital Cheyenne. Right, you tell me when you're ready. Josh, I don't know what you mean when you said, did you do the bonus points when we couldn't hear you? Don't know what you mean. But no will be the answer. The bonus points. I don't know what you mean by the bonus points. There are bonus points, you know, points before you start in the first round, but that's the same every quiz anyway. I'll tell you about it before we do the scores. Right, okay. Bill's saying a typo. Cheyenne. That's how you spell it. Okay, everyone's ready. Let's do it. And give you the answers here. Now, before you start... Aye, right, okay. Well, that's what I'm about to do now, Josh. So, yeah, it's always the same. If you've been here before, if you've been to any Dr. Ball quiz before, whether online or in real life, you get 2 points. All right, so if you were here last week, you get 2 points. If you've been at the quiz in the cul-de-sac 20 years ago, you get 2 points, okay? Anybody who's been here before gets 2 points for their team. You know, maximum 2 points per team. Your team also gets a point if somebody on the team has shared the quiz tonight. Not just ever, but tonight. Share. Social media. 1 point. So you get 3 points before you start. And if it's your birthday, you get a point. No, Canadians. No. Right, let's get on with the answers. These are worth 2 points. Did you get a letter? Yeah, you did. It's letter W. Of course it was. Number 1, what is the name of the... There's a typo straight away. Of the Japanese condiment often found in sushi boxes, also known as Japanese horseradish. That is wasabi. Alright, wasabi. Nearly did that partridge style there. Wasabi. Very disrespectful, but 2 points for wasabi. There it is. It's the green stuff, yeah. Number 2, Annie Hall, Manhattan, and Midnight in Paris, all by the terribly evil Woody Allen. Persona non grata. Yeah, happy Canada Day, everybody, but no points. You don't get points just for being Canadian. I mean, Christ, you're born into one of the most advanced economies, one of the most secure countries in the world, and you want more bonuses? First world problems, you know. Woody Allen. Number 2, that's Midnight in Paris. Good film, actually. Time travel. Units. In science, what unit of power is defined as 1 joule per second? That is watt. Alright. Watt. Named after James Watt, the science guy. Right. Name of the show with Chris Tarrant is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You all know that one, so hopefully that gave you the letter if you didn't have the letter already. And then the last one, so it's an American state beginning with W, and the capital is Cheyenne. It is, well done if you got this, because it's slightly obscure, is Wyoming. Wyoming, alright. That's Cheyenne. Looks like the absolute middle of nowhere. So 2 points for Wyoming. So here are all the answers together. There's Bill trying to tease me into some exchange where I mistake what for what. Yeah, tell me what you got scores-wise. So the Chameleon's got 13. Beaglehorn, woohoo! That must be a 13. Or it must be a 10 out of 10 anyway. I don't know about your bonuses. Well, you've been here before, Beaglehorn. So definitely 12, but I don't know if you did a share tonight. You only get a point for sharing if you do an actual share tonight. You know what I mean? Not if you shared it back in April or something like that. Come on. We need some bodies in the house. Right, lots of good scores here. Only 8 for Dr. Caesar's Palace because teammates didn't listen. On Wyoming, give them a slap, right? Because I think in England they've removed all social distancing. You can get as close as you like to people, so that includes slapping them across the face if they didn't listen to your correct answer. Thank you very much, Beaglehorn. Wrote Wisconsin. Don't even know if that's a state. It is a state, Denise. Wisconsin is a state. And I can't quite remember what the state capital is there. It might be Madison. I'm not sure. He said Dirty Weinstein. Ooh. Same thing, but more specky. Less beefy. Woody Allen. Harvey Weinstein. Same thing. But only 2 points for Woody Allen. Right, let's move on. Straight on to the picture round. Come on. So picture round is 5 questions. 5 answers. All right. Here we go. 5 pictures, 5 questions. Right, number 1. Lyrics. Have a look at all these lyrics. Which US singer sung this song? It was UK number 1 for 6 weeks back in 1984. That is lots of lyrics from the song. Okay? A super hit of the mid-80s. 6 weeks at number 1 in 1984. Name the singer. Tell, see, just, looking, let, somewhere, much, feeling, got, wonder, heart, lonely, hello, tell, win, clue, love, no, 1,000, sunlight, kissed. Put all those lyrics together and see what you get. You should get a hit song from 1984 and one of the greatest songs ever written. Name the singer. Nah, Milwaukee's not the capital of Wisconsin. Milwaukee's not even in Wisconsin. Milwaukee's in Minnesota, isn't it? Yeah, you got me wondering now. I'm going to have to look it up. I'll do that in a second. Let's do the next question. Number 2 is Big Pharma. So this is the logo for which huge pharmaceutical company? You always hear about pharmaceutical companies doing evil things. This is one of them. What does the GSK stand for? All right, it's a logo for a huge mega company that basically owns you and everything to do with you. What does the GSK stand for? Let me see. Wisconsin. Looking at Wisconsin here, just to see what the deal is. If there's any Wisconsinites or Americans here that know this stuff, then tell us. Save me looking it up. Get on to the next question. Okay, number 3 is a lookalike. This woman is not famous herself, but she makes money working as a celebrity lookalike. Who is she supposed to be? Who does she make money working as? Look, I was right the whole time. Capital is Madison. All right, Milwaukee is in Wisconsin, so I was wrong there. But it's not the state capital. Madison's the state capital. I thought Milwaukee was in Minnesota. Oh well. Milwaukee. Milwaukee was Happy Days. That's where that was set. And I think it's the home of the Bronze Fawns. The Henry Winkler statue. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Stay on the questions, Paul. Right, number 4. This is an ultra short-term news memory question. This is only a couple of weeks ago, but can you remember the name of the guy whose statue got chucked in the harbour? All right, what was the surname of the statue bloke who got harboured in Bristol the other week? A couple of weekends ago. BLM. Tear down the statues, you know, chuck them in the sea. Can you remember the name of the person? Are we still on? Right, we're back on. Sorry, it just dropped out for a second there. Okay, so what sport made this American sports person famous in the 1990s and 2000s? Was it athletics, basketball, or boxing? All right, what made this guy famous? Was it athletics, basketball, or boxing? That's question number 5. Hawkeye. I'm going to just quickly recap these questions for you. Please tell me if you're ready. Just to move it on. but I'll get a recap. Okay, so number one, look at the lyrics. 1984 number one song, American singer. What's the name of the singer? Couple of you are ready already. That's great. Thank you very much. Number two is the GSK. What does it stand for? Basically, what's the name of the company? Number three, who is she supposed to be? She makes a living as a lookalike. I don't know what they make lookalikes do. I think they get them to open really rubbish supermarkets and stuff like that. What was the name of the chap who got chucked in the sea? Statue style. You know, he's dead already, but statue got chucked in the harbour at Bristol. What was the name of the bloke? Just the surname will do. Pardon me. And this guy here, famous American sportsman, 1990s and 2000s. What was his sport? Was it athletics, basketball, or boxing? All right. Ready, ready. I'm waiting for a few readies to come strolling in. Nobody told me any good news. Oh yeah, because I was offline at that time. What I was saying, see when I was ranting away earlier, but none of you could hear me, I was saying, give us some good news. Yeah. Like some good news from the world or from your own life. Let's hear some good news. Let's share some good news. So, I think you're all ready. Let's do it. Here come the answers. 2 points for each of these answers, alright? I long to see the wonder in your eyes. It's Lionel Richie. The song is Hello. Is it me you're looking for? There he is, the biscuit. Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie is the answer. Greatest singer in the world. Greatest song ever written. What a combination. Number two, GSK. That is GlaxoSmithKline. If you got some of that and not the whole thing, give yourself 1 point. Denise has no good news. Jerry has good news, which is that he has a bottle of Carlsberg beer. Yeah, I just want to hear some good news stories. Number two, this woman makes money working as a lookalike. She supposedly looks like Jennifer Aniston. There you go. 50 quid to open a Scot Mid in Nidri or something like that. No way, Jennifer Aniston's opening the Nidri Scot Mid. Oh, I'll go with that. That'll be great. It's a lookalike. Aye, that's alright. I don't know how that's what. How do lookalikes work? Yeah, she does look like her. Yeah, fair enough. But how does it work? Like, well, what are lookalikes? What do they actually get paid to do? Who hires them? Number four, what was the guy who got Harvard? It's Colston. I can't even remember the guy's first name. Is it Andrew Colston? Is that right? Slave trader and then left loads of money, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, chuck him in the sea. That's what they were doing. And number five, which sport made this American famous? That is athletics. He is Maurice Green, a sprinter, I think. You know what? I don't have my notes open. I need to open them. But it's definitely Maurice Green or Morris. If I saw it written down, I'd say Morris, but I think you say Maurice Green. Let's just get tonight's quiz questions open so I can look up stuff like that as we go. Okay, it's the 5 answers for the picture round. Lionel Richie, GlaxoSmithKline, Jennifer Aniston, Colston, and athletics. Let's see what you're saying. Michael from Chameleons got a delivery of Tunnocks caramel wafers. Nice. Bill says I won 800 quid on lottery 3 weeks ago. No shit. Really? What do you have to get 800 quid? That's not 3 numbers, is it? What's that? It wouldn't even be 4 numbers. Did you get 5 numbers? Fuck. Didn't get GSK, says Tim. It's good when you tell me what you don't get. It's interesting to see what people put if they don't put the right answer, so it's always worth chipping in with that. Anyway, quite a few, no, not so many 10 out of 10s, quite a few 8s and 6s. Fabian's got 10, Fat Boy got 6, got 10, Brittany got 10, Josh got 10. Right, okay, let's move on. What we got next? Didn't get a statue. See, everyone's talking about it 1 minute, and it's tomorrow's chip papers. The world moves on. Right, it's time for a picto. It's interesting that quite a few of you seem to have missed the statue, because that was like on everybody's tip of everybody's tongue just 2 weeks ago. I think it was only 2 weeks ago. Just shows you things move on. Didn't know the athlete. Aye, well, you didn't have to know him. You just had to guess Anyway, I'm going to show you a picto clue, and you've got to try and work out the name of the band. So here is tonight's picto. There we go. So it should give you 60 seconds to get the name of the band. It's the name of an American band. So you're down to 47 seconds already. Don't shout out the answer, just write it down. You'll get 3 points if you get this right. Try to forget his name, of course, says the Chameleons. Yeah, maybe that was the point of the protest. I don't know, to try and... Well, it was to show anger, really, wasn't it? A demonstration of anger. Lots of you have got this. Lots of you saying ready. There's only 10 seconds left. This is maybe not such an easy one. Don't know. Or not such a difficult one, rather. See, when I thought of it, I thought it was quite difficult, but then actually putting it down, yeah, it's kind of easy. So here the time's finished. Here comes the answer. You got right up until I reveal it. It's Outcast. So she's shouting, shout, but without the SH, that's out. And he's casting his line into the sea to catch a fish. Outcast, you remember him? Hey ya, and all that stuff. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Rosies. Was that them? I think it was. Anyway, 3 points if you got Outcast. Well done. Let's move on. Right, I've got a new round for you. Blanco. Fill in the blanks, basically. Check this. Here we go. So, round 3, Blanco. Let's have a look. So, they did one of these surveys. One of these surveys that you get in the paper, it means absolutely nothing. They interview a bunch of people in the street. Who would be your ideal drinking buddy? I mean, it's such a lame question, yeah? What famous person would you like to go drinking with? Like, the concept of that is just demeaning and anti-humanitarian in my considered view. But makes a decent quiz question. So they asked a survey of UK adults in 2018, name your ideal drinking buddy. Here are the top 10. You got to fill in the blanks, right? So I've left some of them in there, but you're looking for the ones that are hidden by the blanks. So Russell Brand, Shagger and self-appointed guru is there, number 10. Harry Styles, Out of One Direction, is at number 8. Ollie Murs. I don't even know what Ollie Murs is. I know it's a pop star, and I know he's got like quite a round face, and he just looks like... I mean, you can't say anything bad about Ollie Murs. He looks really, really ordinary, but that's all. It only like to me like what a pop star should look like. But that's just my taste. Robbie Williams in there, he's a bit more sort of looks like a pop star, you know what I mean? But he's still quite a humdrum person to go drinking with. And Adele. I don't know why Adele. But never mind them. The ones we're interested in are the ones that are blanked out. And I've left the initials there to help you. So take a few minutes. Tell me when you're ready. I'll tell you this. 2 of the names on the list, 2 of the blanks are females, and 3 of them are males. Okay? 2 women, 3 men. This is Blanco. So you've got to try and get inside the mind of the British public, which is a weird place at the best of times. Quite a stupid place sometimes. Sometimes a dangerous place. The mind of the British public. The public who you might be coming face to face with. if this lockdown really does kind of ease properly. Tell me when you think you've got 5 good answers. Like I say, 2 of the answers are women, 3 of them are men. I mean, the whole, like I say, the concept is demeaning. Choose a famous person to go drinking with. Well, I don't want to go drinking with famous people. I want to go drinking with folk I know. But if you pushed me, I would choose someone. Who would I choose? That's another thing. Tell us in the chat who you would choose to go drinking with. If you had to go drinking with a famous person. Maybe that's the way to phrase the question. Because maybe people are not that stupid. Maybe people are like, I don't want to go drinking with any celebrities. I just want to go drinking with my mates. Right? My friends. People who I know. Even the wife. Who would I go drinking with? Maybe... Oh, I don't know. I don't have heroes. I don't do heroes, you know. Maybe Wolf out of Gladiators. That's it. That's my final call. I would say Michael Van Wyck, a.k.a. Wolf out of the Gladiators. That'd be my answer to this survey. The Chuckle Brother. Yeah. Don't know. I might get a bit maudlin. I don't know if he's funny anymore, that guy, now that the other brother's gone, you know? Like, to me, it's just not that funny on its own, yeah? Denise would like to go out with Bruce Willis. I think it would be hilarious. He comes across so funny. Do you think he'd wear the vest if he went out for a swally with you, Denise? Do you think he'd be you know what? You know what? I'm going to wear the vest. I'm going to do the full John McClane. I don't know if that's Bruce Willis's voice. But, you know. Well, funnily enough, Raymond, I saw a thing about Brian Blessed. Well, I saw quite a few things because I was, you know, harvesting quiz material, and I saw this interview with Brian Blessed, and someone asked him what his favourite drink was, and he says, listen, sorry to let you down, I don't drink. I don't drink booze, said Brian Blessed. It would interfere with my efforts to fight polar bears and get to the top of Mount Everest and things like that. Are they all Brits, says Jerry? Let's have a think. Yes. Yes, they are. And I'll tell you that. So if you've got any Americans or Frenchmen or some stuff like that on the list, get rid of them. These are all Brits, the answers. Right, I think you've had just about long enough. Marion would like to go out drinking with Peter Kay. I mean, it might be funny. I don't know. The thing about comedians is, you know, they have time off, don't they? Like, comedians drink because they hate themselves. So that might get a bit maudlin as well. Julie, I'm not going to read out what you just said, but I couldn't agree more. I'm ashamed of coming up with this round. Right, okay, let's do the answers. Ready for this? 2 points for each correct answer for the Blanco. Let's see what you got for this. We'll go from the bottom up to the top. So number 9 is Kate Winslet. A kind of unusual choice. You know, she strikes me as a kind of quite reserved person, but maybe folk are hoping that she becomes unreserved. Maybe that's what that's about. I don't know. Or maybe she just, or maybe she is a wild boozer and the reserved thing is just acting. I don't know. Number 7 is the other woman on the list. It is Joanna Lumley. All right. Famously played a drunk character. Probably doesn't drink much in real life. Number 5, this is inexplicable and it's a crime and it's wrong and it's James Corden. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Don't go out drinking with James Corden. That's silly. Number 3, I can understand a little bit more because the guy is undeniably you know, crafty with the words. It's Stephen Fry, you know. I'm as happy as a pig in Chardonnay, I heard him once say. He's a ball bag, says Bill Tully. I don't know which one you're referring to. Must be Corden. You put Corbin for number 5. Alright, 5 on the list, I see, right. Aye. Nah. And the top one there, PH, what does that stand for? It stands for Prince Harry. Of course. Yeah, guys want to go out drinking with Prince Harry because he shoots Taliban. Stuff like that, you know? Because he's got a helicopter, and if he gets drunk enough, you might get a shot in the helicopter. How did you get any of these? How was that? I think that's a difficult round. Yeah, there's a tiny bits of letter peeking out the side. They're not really designed to help. I didn't think it would give anything away though. House of Weirdos. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Raymond. Yeah, the Blessinator, he doesn't actually need a drink, you know. He's already in a sort of prime state. He's already in the state the rest of us have to drink to get to. He doesn't need any more booze. Last minute inspiration. Fry got a 6, struggled with that. 8 for Denise, 8 for Tumpties. 6 for the Porn Dwarfs, missed out Corden and Lumley. Aye. We said Jesus Christ. Becky said Jesus Christ for James Corden. It's not often those two get mixed up. Jennifer Lopez, before we said they were Brits, right? Okay, yeah. I should have said that. Would you get 1 point for half a name? Yeah, why not, Mark? Yeah, why not? Yeah, go on. Go on yourself. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just about anything tonight. Everything's alright. 10 for the Barrymore's Fist. We knew the UK public's mind. Excellent. That's what it's about. That's what this round is about. We said John Lennon. I maybe should have given you the clue that they're all people who are alive. There's Joanna Lumley. I think that's the fantasy of people who have answered this question. They're thinking, you know, it'll just be like a funny episode of Ab Fab. 5 points for the shop workers. That's not bad. Must have got a half answer. Bill saying John Leslie. No. No, definitely not. Right, let's move on. What we got? Guess Who. Okay. It's time for a Guess Who, and it's a Guess Who about a band tonight. You got to guess who the band is. So you see this grid here. Behind this grid is hidden the picture of a pop band, a pop music, rock and roll entertainment band. I'm just trying to find clues here. Here we go. So I'm going to reveal 6 squares at a time and give you a clue. After each clue, you guess what you think the answer is. If you get it after the first clue, you get 10 points. If you get the right answer after the second clue, you get 8 points, and then 6 points, and then 4 points, then 2 points. Okay? Hey. So, have a guess after each clue, because you might as well. You know, if it turns out you were right, but you change your mind, you still get the points. You know what I mean? I'm not explaining myself clearly, but I think you know what I mean. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares away. Now, this band is a Scottish band that was formed in 1980, which is 40 years ago. Holy bananas. So this band was formed in 1980, which is 40 years ago, and they're still on the go. Have a guess. Write down an answer, because like I say, if it turns out you're right at this point, even if you change your mind later, you still get the 10 points if you put a right answer at this time. So write down an answer anyway. Have a guess anyway. And I'm going to give you the second clue. After 6 more squares, the name of the band is claimed to mean from the womb in Greek. But according to an interview with a singer, the name is actually meaningless. Like, so some people think the name means from the womb. It's kind of like that in Greek, sort of. But the singer has said no, it's actually meaningless. It's a meaningless band name. That is the second clue. So if you get it right at this point, you get 8 points. Okay, clue number 3. Let's take some more squares away. Is that this band's first album came out in 1985, but their first album to make the charts was 1989. It's an album called Waking Hours. Alright, so you got that Scottish band. The name is, according to the singer, the name of the band is meaningless. Some people have said it means from the womb in Greek. The first album came out in 1985, which was the same name as the band, but their first album to get in the charts got to number 6 in the UK charts and came out in 1989. So that's 3 clues so far. Here's clue number 4. This band performed the official Scotland World Cup record in 1998, which was the last time that Scotland's men's team qualified for the World Cup. So the last time that the men's football team ever qualified for the World Cup was 1998. And this band did the song, the official song for that year. That is for 4 points, and I'll reveal the rest of the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And tell you the last clue. So some of their hits, big hits, are Nothing Ever Happens, Always the Last to Know, Kiss This Thing Goodbye. The singer's the guy with a stripy shirt. He's called Justin. Justin Curry. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I thought this might be the case with some people just not knowing this even after all the clues and the full picture. Some of you think you've got it. I'm going to reveal the answer. The right answer is Del Amitri. Yeah, Del Amitri. So they have been on the go for 40 years. They've had quite a few hits over the years. Scottish band, Glasgow band. Quite a lot of good songs, you know. A bit like Deacon Blue without all the nonsense. Yeah, got it from the sideburn. Yeah, he's famously sideburned, that guy. He's never without the sideburns. Never heard of them, said Jewel. 10 for the sausage rolls. Very good. Right, that's quite divisive, that round. Some people getting nothing at all. Some people getting 10 out of 10. Great stuff. Too many bands, says Tumpty. Now, what do you mean? Do you mean there's too many bands in the quiz, or do you mean there's too many bands in the world? Big fat 0 for the fist after a very good round before. Right, scores are going to be interesting tonight. Scores are going to be all over the place. Let's move on. Oh, it's time for Team of the Day. Who's Team of the Day? It's Grant and Calkin, Marion and Lorna. Yeah! And I know you're here. Marion's here, so you get 1 point. Marion and Lorna, that's your team, gets 1 point. Lorna used to live in Portseaton, but moved to Turkey. So that's what Calkin is. So Marion's in Granton. Lorna's in Calcan. Calkin? Probably Calcan. And has been living out there for 8 years, living the Turkish style. All right. And they play the quiz together using, I don't know what they use. Is it WhatsApp? Is it Zoom? What do you use? Beaglehorn's got a fun fact. Used to serve Justin in the opticians that I worked in. Nice. Fabian's got 10, based entirely on the sideburns. Good stuff. Couple of you got nothing for that last round. Yeah, that's a difficult one. Anyway, Team of the Day. If you want to be Team of the Day, send me a photo, send me some information. Tell me when you want to be Team of the Day, you know, like what day of the week and what time. And I'll put you in Team of the Week. If you're Team of the Day, rather. If you're Team of the Day, you get 1 point. So, Granted, Calcan get that point, and we move on. Hello, Marion. Hello, Lorna. Bye. Right, sound round. You know what it is tonight, don't you? It's a voice round. Okay. I got 5 voices for you. Let me just get onto my audio situation over here. And I'll get over to the Situationizer here to turn up the Fleeb. There it goes. Right, I'm going to play 5 mystery voices, and you got to tell me who each of them are. All of the answers are on the list. All right, you ready? Here comes voice number 1.
At another time of political controversy, a few years before his death, he took me to one side at a local event and gave me a piece of advice. He said, "Never forget that compromise is not a dirty word."
Wow, what great advice that is. Compromise is not a dirty word. Right, I'll remember that. Okay, cool. Here's voice number 2. Which name off the list is this?
I'm 4th-time black belt judo. I was Yorkshire schoolboy boxing champion. They wanted to train me to be a British heavyweight champion. My mother and father talked me out of it. Undefeated about 20 fights inside 5 rounds. One big right hand, fast right.
There you go. Good at fighting. Who could that be? Number 3 is this. Who is this?
So I figured to get this part, I wanted to do something really, something they would remember me by. So I walked in with the script, and they were all sitting around. And I said, one thing I want to know before we start, who wrote this shit? And I threw it on a coffee table. And there was this moment of terror where I just walked, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody just laughed their asses off.
There we go. That's voice number 3. Here is voice number 4. Who is this?
We wanted to make a record that you could just have that freedom. You know the minute when you just standing in your kitchen or whatever and you just kind of get into a song, it's like hands in the air, and we just wanted to try and create something like that where you could just stop, escape from life, real life for a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute. All they wanted to do was make a good record. That's it. And then number 7, who is speaking here about an acting experience?
And the heat, I mean, it was like we were all creating rain with our own bodies. And the woman who's doing costume didn't speak much English, and she was just like a bit loud, like that sort of, when someone pretends to whisper in a house, like she did that, and she came over to me and she's like, "Your boobs making water on dress." And
there we go. So your boobs making water on dress. Caesar's Palace is pulling me up on a typo, saying that I've spelt the very, very, very difficult to spell Irish name wrong. Probably have. Anyway, I'm going to play these one more time. You tell me if you're ready. But here they come one more time. Here's the first one. Who is this?
At another time of political controversy, a few years before his death, he took me to one side at a local event and gave me a piece of advice. He said, "Never forget that compromise is not a dirty word."
Wow, that's really boring. Right, okay, question number 2 is more fun.
I'm 4th-time black belt judo. I was Yorkshire schoolboy boxing champion. They wanted to train me to be a British heavyweight champion. My mother and father talked me out of it. Undefeated about 20 fights inside 5 rounds. One big right hand, fast right hand.
There we go. Good at fighting. Number 3 is about an audition.
So I figured to get this part, I wanted to do something really, something they would remember me by. So I walked in with the script, and they were all sitting around. And I said, one thing I want to know before we start, who wrote this shit? And I threw it on a coffee table. And there was this moment of terror where I just walked, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody just laughed their asses off.
Very good. And number 4 is...
We wanted to make a record that you could just have that freedom. You know the minute when you just standing in your kitchen or whatever and you just kind of get into a song, it's like hands in the air, and we just wanted to try and create something like that where you could just stop, escape from life, real life for a minute.
Yeah.
We wanted to make a record that you...
Yeah, and number 5 is this person.
And the heat, I mean, it was like we were all creating rain with our own bodies. And the woman who's doing costume didn't speak much English, and she was just like a bit loud, like that sort of, you know, when someone pretends to whisper in a house, like she did that, and she came over to me and she's like, "Your boobs making water on dress." And
your boobs making water on dress. Okay, so you tell me you're ready. Lots of you have told me already. I can see. Keeping me up to date with my spelling as well. It's nice. And here come the answers. So the sound round. Number one was a woman telling us how somebody she met earlier in her career gave her a piece of advice that compromise is not a dirty word. That advice came to and was repeated by Theresa May, former Prime Minister. All right, Theresa May. Theresa. Do you remember her? She used to be Prime Minister. Anyway, 2 points for Theresa May. Number two was good at fighting. Yes, Yorkshire Boys champion. 20 fights. Undefeated. Big right hand. Of course it's Brian Blessed. The man who's done literally everything. As you know, if you've been here before, it's always Brian Blessed in the voice round. If it's a full voice round. And there's just endless clips of him on the internet going on about fighting bears, climbing Everest, being a boxing champion, everything. He's done literally everything. Number three is Danny DeVito. The audition he was talking about was the audition for Taxi. That's how he got the part of Louis De Palma in Taxi. Who wrote this shit? Class. Number four is a woman trying to sell a record on a television show. Her name is Charlene Spiteri. She's the singer with Texas, of course. Another Del Amitri style band from Glasgow, been around for a long, long time. And number five is, probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Aisling B. I'd never heard of her until I got this clip. She's a comedian, but she's also an actor. And she was talking about an experience she had filming in Malaysia. The red herring there was Saoirse Ronan. I think you say Saoirse, but obviously I don't know how to spell it. So I'll probably fix that for the 9 o'clock one. Get a correct spelling of the woman's name. Right, how'd you get on? I don't think they were too hard. We got 10 out of 10 for the Chameleons, 10 for the Porn Dwarfs, 10 for Jewel, 10 for Jerry. Marion's saying it's pronounced Ashleen. Why does she spell it Aisling then? Ah! Sorry, I'm not going to get all anti-Celtic. But they're bloody hard to pronounce it. Unless you know them. Once you get to know them, it's fine. I know a couple of Rurys, you know. You'll see that written down for the first time in your life. You're like, what the? Ruarhita? What? That's why everyone just calls him Roo. But Rory, I can spell it. I mean, although the complication is there's about 3 or 4 different ways of spelling Rory. And no matter what they do, English people just call them Rory. Anyway, it's not Rory, it's Rory. There's a bloody great big U, R-U, you know. Anyway, I don't know if I'm for or against it. Thank you, Ollie, for pointing all that out about the fitability. Personally, I go for number 3. So how are we pronouncing this? Ashleen. Is it Ashleen B? That's another thing. I mean, like her surname, you can pronounce that about 3 different ways. Bea or B. Well, 2 different ways. Okay. Yeah, she did seem quite funny. House of Weirdos in the clip I was looking at. Seemed pretty amusing. Dr. Caesar's Palace saying, well, I don't know what he's saying. Aveen, maybe? Evin, or Yvonne. Is it just Yvonne? I don't know. Anyway. Crazy Gaelic Celtic stuff. Let's move on. Who's coming up your path? It's James the Baker. God, it's 4 minutes to 8. Right, let's get on with this. Where is Mystery Bag? What have I done with it? I had it here. Oh, here it is. Mystery Bag. What's in the mystery bag? Ask me questions of a yes-no nature and then guess what's in the mystery bag. Avine, you're saying for that one. Right, okay, fair enough. Avine. 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 The prize tonight is the breed. There it is. Whoa, yeah, the breed. 4 high-quality loaves of Super James the Baker breed coming your way tomorrow. If you can guess what's in the mystery bag. Right, here come the questions. Is it hard? No, it's the exact opposite. It's very, very soft. Is it edible? No. Can I get the bread, please? Yes, Jerry, if you guess what's in the mystery bag. What's in here? Look, my arm's in there, but what am I holding? Is it a toy? Yeah, kinda. Is it a book? No. Is it aftershave? No. Is it hairy? Well, kinda. Cuddly toy. It's definitely in that ballpark, but it's not like an animal or anything like that, or a character. A feather, talc, cushion, slippers, scarf, blue tack, sponge. No, 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 no. Box of tissues. No. Foam, sponge, stress ball. That's getting much closer. Sponge, cotton wool, bath sponge. Can you wear it? Well, you could attach it to a fancy dress costume, but it's not designed as something to wear. Feather duster, white tack, no. Feathers, Play-Doh, teddy bear, stress ball. Stress ball's like the closest, but it's not really a stress ball. I would see that as more rubbery. Tennis ball, no. Furby, stress ball. Pom-pom. 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 Pom-pom-pom. Yeah, it's a pom-pom. That was... I think that was Pro Lethers. Everything started going up the thing very, very, very quickly. But I'm pretty sure it was Pro Lethers. Let me just have a look up. Maybe, maybe not. Right, who said pom-pom? Because I did see it there. Now I've got to find it again because everything's whirring past at super speed. But who said pom-pom? Pom-pom. It was Pro Lethers. Right, okay. Excellent. That's it. Pro Lethers, you won the breed. Send me a message with your name and address. Make sure there's a phone number on it and I'll pass it on to James the Baker and he'll bring you the breed tomorrow. Or maybe Friday. Sometimes. It's a foofy pom-pom. Foofy pom-pom. Yeah. Once I finished making my pom-pom. Did she, Marion? Well, nae good. Because there's no breed in Calcan. Anyway, the bread down there's pretty good. Well, if it's like Greece, I don't know, Turkey, but if it's anything like Greece, the bread's fantastic, you know. Right, let's move on. Let's get the final round on and let's... What's inside? It's a foofy pom-pom. Right, double or bust. Yeah. Double or bust, you know how it works. You have 4 points for a right answer. That's double, but you run the risk of going bust. So if you get 5 right answers, you get 20 points. But if you get 1 answer wrong in this round, you get 0 for the round. To avoid going bust like that, you can leave blanks. You don't have to answer every question. So you choose which ones you are answering, okay? After this, I'll get you to upload your scores, and we're after time, so I'm just going to hurry on, okay? You decide how many of these you're going to answer. Right, number 1. Televisions. What was the title of the UK TV sitcom first broadcast in 2006, centred on the characters Morris Moss, that is, Roy Treneman, and Jen Barber? What's the name of the show? So a comedy, a sitcom, first on TV in 2006. Maurice Moss, Roy Treneman, Jen Barber are the characters. What is the show? Number 2. Bears. Which cartoon bear first appeared in 1920 in the Daily Express, brackets Nazis, and lives with his parents in a cottage in Nutwood? Who is that bear? There's a few people saying well done to Prolethers. I think Prolethers is Tam. So well done, Tam. Hope I got that right. And some of the previous breadwinners are encouraging you there, telling you how wonderful it is. Number 3, what useful household item is made from the skeleton of a sea animal called Porifera? Porifera is the Latin name, all right? The more common name for this animal is also the name of the useful thing. So which useful household object is made from the skeleton of a sea animal called Porifera? Tam and Myra is Prolethers. All right, fantastic. You'll enjoy it. It's great stuff. They breed 4 full loaves, and if anybody else wants high quality breed from James the Baker, you go to Herbie's West End on Facebook. They'll sort you out. It's an Edinburgh thing. If you're outside Edinburgh, you'll have to find your own supply. All right. Number 4, which religious movement now has around 8 million members, and it was founded on the teachings of Charles Taze Russell in Pittsburgh in the 1870s. So this has branched out a few times, but the main part of this movement has 8 million members, and it originated from a guy called Charles Taze Russell from Pittsburgh in the 1870s. Which religious movement is that? It's something you've definitely heard of, okay? The answer is not an obscure thing. It's something you have heard of. And the last one in the double or bust round is this former Miss World question. So, in which year did Bruce Forsyth's wife, now widow, Wilnelia, win the title of Miss World? You can have 5 years out either way. So if you're 5 years out, you get the points. If you're 6 years out, you get bust. So you have to decide if you want to answer it or not. But Bruce Forsyth's wife, up until he died, was a woman called Wilnelia. She used to be... Actually, I can't remember. I think she was Miss Puerto Rico. And she ended up winning Miss World. But in which year was she Miss World? All right. You can get 5 years out either way. Now, I'm going to quickly reiterate these questions, just recap them very quickly, and you tell me if you're ready, and then we'll get the answers. Okay, so Maurice Moss, Roy Treneman, Jen Barber, 3 main characters in which sitcom? First on in 2006. Number 2, the bear from the Daily Express lives in Nutwood. Is a bit of an asshole. Number 2, Porifera is the sea animal, Latin name anyway. What's the usual name for it, and therefore the name of the useful household object, which its skeleton creates? Number 4, religious movement with 8 million people, well, 8.5 really, like latest estimates. It was all founded on a guy called Charles Taze Russell from Pittsburgh, 1870s. And the last one, what year was Bruce Forsyth's widow Miss World? Get within 5 years. I see Bill's declaring balls out. That means getting your balls right out on the table and going for all 5. That can only mean all 5. Going for 4 is not balls out. Going for 5 is balls out. So you tell me what you're doing. Now, just before we do the answers, I'm going to mention that I do this for tips. So the quiz is free to do, but if you think it is worth a tip to me, Dr. Paul, your old pal, then I'd be delighted to get a tip off you. I'm just about surviving on this. This is what I'm doing full time. Obviously, I used to be a full-time pub quiz master. Most of you know that. Most of you have been at the pub. So I'm trying to survive until we can get back to the pubs. I really appreciate those who donate. I really appreciate it. I genuinely do, because it means I've not had to go and become a fisherman or something like that, or a fruit picker yet. So thank you. And my daughter can still eat. She's 10. She's very nice. Good manners, you know. Right. Dr. Caesar's Palace are going balls out, saying we need some points. Well, I think a lot of the teams will be up and down tonight. Fabians are going balls out. There's a few teams going balls out here. I need a few more of you to say you're ready before I can show you the answers. Tell me that you're ready. I think you're ready. Come on, I'm going to give you the answers now. Here we go. So, TV. What's the title of the UK sitcom? Morris Moss, Roy Trenham and Jen Barber. It's the IT Crowd. There they are. That's Morris Moss, Jen Barber, Roy Trenham, in that order from left to right. The IT Crowd. Okay. Never seen it. It looks funny. Seen a few clips. Number 2, Cartoon Bear first appeared in Daily Express 1920. It's Rupert the Bear. There he is, Rupert the Nazi. The most right-wing bear in cartoon history. Marion's team have got their tits out. And it's only 8:10. What useful household object is made out of a porifera? That's the sponge. Sponge is porifera. Porifera is a sponge, and the sponge you get that's a natural sponge is the skeleton of that animal. It is an animal. It's not a plant. Number 4, 8 million people. Charles Taze Russell. That is Jehovah's Witnesses. It's the Jehovah's Witnesses. Knock, knock. Have you got a minute to talk about? No. Question number 5. In what year? Right. Bruce Forsyth's wife, he got married to a former Miss World. What year was she Miss World? Well, it was 1975. So if you got between 1970 and 1980, then you got the points. There she is. In 1975, that's when she won Miss World. And that's a little bit later. She looks pretty much the same. Bruce Forsyth looks about 5,000 years old. So didn't he do well? We put loofah. Is that okay? Yeah. Beaglehorn, that's fine. Yeah, you get the points for that. Loofah. Yeah. It's the same thing, isn't it? Loofah's not different, is it? I'm just looking up loofah right now to see what I can think. Actually, it looks like it's completely different. It's a... Hang on a minute, I can't be right. It's like a big cucumber, a loofah. But that's not... No. Let me have this. Oh, no, it is. Yeah, right. No, a loofah is different. A loofah is completely different. So, the fully developed fruit of the loofah is the source of the loofah scrubbing sponge, which is used in bathrooms and kitchens. Hang on a second. But is it the source of the name? No, it is like this. It's a plant, so it's not even a different thing, but it's from a different kingdom. Loofah is vegetable. Sponge is animal. So no points, you're bust. That's it. Woof. That's tough. I'm going to give you the link. Right, as I was looking that up, I see a lot of you said loofah is a vegetable. Yeah, that's the way it is. So loofah is wrong. That was a tight one. Right, I'm going to tell you the link for uploading your scores. I'd like you to do that so we can make a nice league table. I will make it tonight, I promise. I know I've not been doing it. Oh, that's all right, says Beaglehorn. We were bust anyway. Well, cool. That's all right then. 66 for Pro Lethers and the breed. That's what it's all about. Boz in for the sausage rolls. Ended up with 12 for that round. Good stuff. 69 for Marion and Lorna. Grant and Calkin. Aye, a sea cucumber is an animal, but a loofah is a vegetable cucumber. A sea cucumber is something else completely. It's like a slug kind of thing. Thank you, Denise. Golden Girls got bust. Oh no, what'd you get bust on? Let's see what's going on here. 51 for the shop workers altogether. It's all right, yeah. 64 for Lumpy Gravy. I think the score's very all over the place tonight. There was some difficult rounds. The Blanco round was difficult, and the Guess Who, the Delamitri, that was difficult as well. So there was plenty of opportunity to drop points tonight. So I expect that the scores will be quite spread. So I look forward to putting them in a table later on. I'll do that after the 9 o'clock quiz. If you don't know, I do this quiz again at 9 o'clock on Facebook. So if you know someone that would like that, tell them about it. Give us a like here before you disappear. Thanks very much for doing the quiz. Give me a like before you go. I had over 90 people. I've only got 24 likes. So hit that like button right now. Do me a favour. And if you can see your way to a little donation, I'd be delighted with that. I'm going to put a link in for that one more time. And it's just, you know, imagine you went out to for the night to the pub to do a pub quiz, spend a lot of money. So cut that in half, cut it in half again, give that to me. I'll be happy with that. For setting up the quiz for you. Oh, but you don't have to. That's the thing. If you don't want to donate, you don't have to donate. But make sure you tell some other people about it if you're going to do that. And thanks for doing the quiz. A couple of quid. 2-3 quid. Mwah. Lovely. Thank you very much. Right. Thanks for doing the quiz, everybody. Thanks for pointing out the correct spelling of Saoirse, which isn't easy. Let's face it. I mean, all you Gaelic, Celtic type people could be quite passive aggressive about that sort of thing. But you know for a fact it's difficult to get those things right. I'm pretty sure you can't spell your own names sometimes. Well done to Marion and Lorna. Team of the day. If you want to be team of the day, send me a picture of your team. All right. That was a good picture tonight because they were together. That was good. Or a collage of some sort. It was good. Or a screenshot, a Zoom, whatever. You know, whatever works. And I'll make you team of the day. You get a point if you're team of the day, so it's worth doing. And it's just good fun. You see, I used to take a lot of pictures in the pub of all the teams, but obviously I can't do that just now. Quizzes aren't coming back very soon for the pubs. Even if the pubs do open, which they might not, with all these extra breakouts. You know what I mean? So we'll be online for a little while anyway. And I have said, and I'm sticking to it, that even when I do go back to the pubs, I'm going to continue doing online. Maybe not as many as I'm doing at the moment, but I certainly will be doing them online. So this is for the long run, all right? So do subscribe, because then you don't miss the quizzes. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. 3 quid is just terrific. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Did better this week as well. It was good. Thanks, Papa Paul. That's kind of weird, but I'll take it. Cheers. Thanks, Sausage Rolls. Worst score yet for Becky. Oh, no. Me and David Scanlon got 45 points tonight. Good stuff. Got bust on Miss World. What did you put for Miss World? If you got bust on it, Becky. Did you go too early? Did you say the 60s sometime? Maybe? I don't know. I bet you did. I bet you said the 60s. Yeah, it was an interesting fact on loofah's beagle horn. I learned something there as well. I didn't know what a loofah was. So a loofah's not a sponge. Thinking about it, that makes sense. It's got that kind of regular shape, you know. Sponges are more complex and go in different directions, but a loofah's kind of, you can imagine like a cross section of it. 60 points for Sausage Rolls, better than we thought we had. We had a few shocking rounds. It was difficult tonight. It was a difficult quiz tonight. Still, the Jose Augusto Society managed to get 72. I cannot imagine that being bettered tonight. I think that might be the top score. We'll see when I have a look at the list In fact, I've got that open on a different tab. Let's have a look. Yeah, actually, I can get these into order right now, and I'll tell you. Well, I would if a computer was responding at any kind of speed. All right, here it goes. Sometimes my computer just needs a wee night off, you know what I mean? Please don't make me work so hard, Dr. Paul, says the computer. Aye, so the Fabians and Jose Augusto both on 72. That's the top scores so far that have been uploaded. We'll find out what happens. I'm going to put these in the Dr. Paul quiz group right now so you can see the scores so far, but I'll do the full table later on, okay? Let me see if I can just get over to YouTube, not YouTube, over to Facebook at this point. There we go. I'm going to put it in the group, okay? Because I think most of you see that. Well, if you're not on Facebook, get yourself on Facebook. Try to get a bit more chat between the teams, you know, when the quiz is not on. Yeah, Prolethers, yeah, don't forget to message me. I need your address and your phone number. I'll pass it on to James the Baker, and he will arrange with you to get the bread to you. Marion says our picture was taken outside Lorna's husband's restaurant, and she's got a restaurant. Ah, it's awesome. She married to a Turkish bloke, or are they both Scottish and over there? What's going on? Has it got seafood? Is it that type of restaurant? Is Calcan by the sea? I got lots of questions. So I've just posted, let's see, interim scores for early Monday quiz, and post. That should come up in the group in a few minutes, in a few moments. By the sea, yes. So, yeah, married to Masuni. That sounds Turkish. Kalkan. I don't even know where Kalkan is. I'm going to look it up right now. Google Maps. That's what we want. So I used to live in Greece, just over the water from Turkey. You could see Turkey from where we lived. Great place. Lived on an island called Kalymnos. We lived there for 2 years. And it was best 2 years ever. The great thing, I mean, like, obviously it's the weather, yeah. That's the first thing. But it's got so many spin-offs. It's not just like it's a hot day, you know. It's like, it just makes life easier. You don't have to think about anything because you know it's going to be good. It's not changeable like it is here. Like, you can have a nice day here, then you can have a shit day. Let's see, Kalkan. It's on the Turkish Mediterranean coast, it says here. An important tourist destination. I'm trying to zoom out, but I think my computer's just got too much on at the moment. There it is there. Yeah, it's really not far away from where we used to live. It's a wee bit further south. So the nearest big island, nearest big Greek island to that is Rhodes. Rhodos. And we lived a few islands to the north, Kalymnos. So we were near a Bodrum in terms of Turkey. And shamefully, in those 2 years living within sight of Turkey, we never went to Turkey. We were saving our money, you know what I mean? Anyway, blah, blah, blah from me. What was your job in Greece? Haha, the best job of all. Nothing. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it now. Right, in fact, I'm going to turn this off because I need to get ready for the 9 o'clock. So, thanks for doing the quiz. Thank you, Ollie. Appreciate that. Good job you're not that strict with our spelling, says Michael. Yeah, well, you know, spelling's spelling. As I often say at a pub quiz, you know, spelling is a fascist right-wing concept, and this is, generally speaking, a socialist quiz. So, Correct spelling. I like to spell correctly, you know, don't get me wrong. I like to get things as right as I can. But worst type of people in the world, like grammar Nazis and spelling Nazis and stuff like that. Were you on the run? Yeesh. Yeah, no, not really. It's a long story. I'll tell it some other night. I've got to get off just now, all right? But thanks, Marion. Well done for being team of the day. And thanks to everybody. And I'll see you all later, all right? Tell some friends about the quiz being on at 9 o'clock. You'll love it. Well done to Pro Lethers. Bread champions. All right. Good night, everybody.